Welcome to the Heaven Speaks blogcast, a space where we pause, listen, and come into deeper alignment with the voice of God. I'm your host, Trelena, and each post you hear is an invitation to pursue intimacy with the Father and to remember who heaven says you are. Whether you're walking through stillness, identity, boldness, or growth, these words are shared not just to inform you, but to help you realign, refocus, and rest in truth. Let's begin. Stillness is a weapon, practicing peace with God. Have you ever felt like doing nothing was the worst thing you could do? In a world that runs on urgency and performance, stillness can feel like failure. We're taught to measure success by motion. If we're not moving, we must be falling behind. But in the kingdom, there's a different kind of power at work. Stillness is not passivity, it's positioning, it's presence. It's the kind of rest that disarms fear, calms storms, and realigns you with the heartbeat of heaven. Stillness isn't a time out from purpose, it's part of the purpose. And when practiced with God, it becomes a weapon, not against people or problems, but against the lie that says you're unsafe unless you're striving. The misunderstanding of stillness. Many of us were raised to believe that inner peace comes after we've handled everything. After we've checked the boxes, we've solved the problems, we've earned the rest. In that mindset, stillness becomes a luxury or a reward for performance. But heaven sees it differently. Psalms 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." This isn't a call to escape. It's an invitation to return. Stillness is where the knowing begins. It's where you stop trying to hold everything together and remember who actually does. The world says, keep going. But heaven says, come, sit. And when you do, you're not becoming less powerful, you're becoming more aligned. Peace is not the absence of action, it's the presence of God. Heaven speaks. Peace in the middle of the storm. There's a moment in Mark 4 that always stirs something in me. Jesus and the disciples are caught in a sudden storm on the water. Waves are crashing, wind is howling, panic sets in. The boat is literally taking on water. And where is Jesus? Asleep, head on a cushion, completely at peace. Mark 4:38. They say, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" That line is so human. We've all asked it. In the middle of chaos, we expect God to do something, to act. But Jesus was doing something. He was resting, anchored, and aligned. When he woke, he didn't react in fear. He released peace. Peace, be still, as he says in Mark 4:39. Peace doesn't always change the storm, but it always changes you. I've had visual encounters with Jesus where he invited me to do something completely unexpected. He asked me to step into the center of the storm with him. Now, at first, it didn't make any sense at all. But as I followed him into that chaotic space, something shocking happened. Everything became calm. Even though the storm was raging around us, the center of it, with him, was still. It was peaceful, safe, even restorative. He reminded me, as he said in John 16:33, "In this life you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." It's the paradox of the kingdom. You overcome by entering into the very thing the world says should destroy you. Not with fear, but with him, with stillness. And there in that hidden center, you discover the truth. You're not being undone, you're being remade. This is the power of stillness. not escape, not avoidance, but alignment with the overcomer right in the middle of the waves. Practicing peace with God. Stillness isn't just a spiritual idea. It's something you can practice. You don't have to wait for life to slow down in order to be at peace. You can choose peace in the middle of it. So here are 3 gentle ways to practice stillness this week. First, sit in silence for 5 minutes and invite God's presence. No agenda, just openness. Second, speak peace declarations over your thoughts, your body, and emotions. Let heaven's voice be louder than fear. Third, release urgency. Remember, rest is not falling behind, it's moving with divine timing. The more we choose rest in God, the more powerful we become, not because we're doing less, but because we're doing it from alignment. Stillness reminds us that He's the one leading. Let's reflect and activate. What if the most powerful thing you do this week is pause? What if the breakthrough you're waiting for doesn't require more effort, but more awareness, more presence? Let God reintroduce you to rest, not just as a feeling, but as a weapon. And to close, here's a peace declaration for you. I anchor my soul in God's presence. I release control and receive stillness. I rule from a posture of rest. If today's post resonated with your spirit, I invite you to revisit it on the blog at heavenspeaks.co. Share it with someone you love or meditate on the declaration that follows. Heaven is still speaking, and we are learning to listen. Be sure to explore our prophetic declaration cards and other kingdom tools available for kingdom citizens, designed to help you walk in peace, presence, and divine identity every single day. Until next time, may you stay anchored in truth, surrounded by peace, and aligned with what heaven is saying about you.